Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Aku here. Today we're going to be doing a special video for a very special game called Cyberpunk 2077. In my opinion, this is one of the greatest games of all time. This is in my top 5 favorite games for a reason. I think amazing story, amazing characters, amazing gameplay, amazing soundtrack, amazing everything. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with y'all my favorite build so far. This is my second build that I've ever done, second playthrough. My first playthrough of Phantom Liberty, which was one of the greatest DLCs, if not the greatest DLC. I think it is the greatest DLC for any game I've ever played. But getting back to this build is pure aggression. It has a katana, precision rifle, and a revolver. Now, the katana is the main one. You can decide if you want to put your attributes, the remaining attributes, in cool or intelligence. You can put it in intelligence if you want to do quick hacking and net running. I prefer to put it in the cool because I like pistols and precision rifles. They're really fun, so I decided to stick with that. Okay, so let's get into the attributes of this build. So the main attributes are going to be reflexes, body, and technical ability. Cool and intelligence are not a big part of this build, but you can put the remaining points in cool or intelligence depending on what other skills you want. So, the attribute that you really want to focus on, the two attributes I would say, is reflexes and body. Technical abilities later because that's for Cyberware, and that to me is more important in the mid and late game when you actually have the money to afford good Cyberware. So, in the early game, I would focus on reflexes and body, so 9, 9, then 15 and 15 and 20. You know, just max it out, essentially. Because reflexes is what allows you to be good with your melee weapon and dodge. Body gives you survivability. So you need both of these. So let's get into the perks. So reflexes, you want slippery. You don't want to take any of this because this is all for shooting with assault rifles and SMGs, which you are not going to do in this build. So the primary ones you want to take are lead and steel because it gives you less stamina cost for attacks with blades, and it also allows you to block incoming projectiles with blades, which obviously you need. You don't want to just soak up bullets. So this is the first one. Then I would recommend you do bullet deflect, because when your stamina is about 33%, blocking projectiles will deflect them to wherever your reticle is aimed. So aim it at your opponent. So try to do it right before the bullet lands, because that increases the damage of it. But as long as you get it back to your opponent, that's what's important. So bullet time is really good if you're going with Sandvisten or something to slow time. So when time is slowed, bullet deflect does not consume stamina, and deflections automatically hit enemies for critical damage. So that's really good. Seeing double is also really, really good. Increased damage and stun chance with counterattacks because it gives you this. Flash and thunderclap. This is another really important one. This one is good, but this is the one that is really good. It allows you to automatically leap to enemies in range when you're using strong attacks. These leap attacks can also be performed from midair and deal additional damage that scales with the distance of the leap. So the further away you are, the more damage you do. And it can scale up to 50%. So you can do 50% increased damage with a well-timed leap. With a leap from a right distance. It's incredible. So then I would actually go here, dash, because you need to be able to get out of the way. Minus 20% stamina cost for dodging and dashing. It unlocks the ability to dash. So that's really good. Can't touch this. 100% mitigation chance when performing a dash. Mitigation essentially gives you damage reduction up to 50%, which is really good, and you can increase that 50% with, I think, the right perks and Cyberware. And then I would just max this blade tree. Gives you finishers, and I think the perk you should take after you max this is this, which is Flash of Steel, which is 25% movement speed and attack speed for 6 seconds after performing a finisher. This is really, really good because it allows you to run around and attack much faster, so you can now become like this whirlwind of death, essentially. And this perk increases dismemberment chance. All attacks and counterattacks deflected bullets apply bleeding, which increases dismemberment chance. Bleeding cannot kill enemies, but does make them more susceptible to finisher. And then you get 25 stamina from dismemberment. So now you gain stamina, you're doing lots of damage. It's really good. And then you go here and max the air dash, which is really good. It allows you to jump and dash in the air. 30% mitigation strength in midair, so you get, I think, 80% mitigation chance if you combine it with this one, because it has 50% plus 30, so 80. And then 25% stamina from performing air dashes and double jumps. So if you're out of stamina, you can always jump up in the air and do dashing. So yes, it makes you really fast and really lethal. But body is also equally important, because body is what allows you to survive. which is obviously important because you can't have fun if you're dead. So Painkiller is the first one, unlocks slow health regen in combat. Then all these perks are really good. So I would recommend going Speed Junkie next because it gives you 60% health regen while sprinting, and you're going to be doing a lot of sprinting and running around in this build. And then I would take Army of One because that gives you 10% health regen for each nearby enemy. Again, you'll be fighting a lot of groups of enemies when you're doing missions and doing side missions, doing those NCPD ones, especially the ones where you beat up gangs. A lot of people around, especially as you progress throughout the game. There'll be more and more people. You're always going to be fighting groups. Very rarely are you going to be fighting one-on-one, which is usually for boss battles. So this is really important. Then I would take Combat Kit, 1% health regen rate for each percentage of missing health. Really useful. If you're taking damage, you can heal even more. Dorp Head. When using Blood Pump, Cyberware, or health regen item, 100% mitigation chance for 2 seconds. This is also really useful. You already have a lot with your dashing, so that's there. So you can I would say take Speed Junkie, Army of One, Dorp Head, and then Combat Kit. That's how I would do it. Then obviously Adrenal Rush, which is basically gives you an additional 30% max health. It's indicated by a yellow bar. And once that yellow bar is gone, then it starts taking your health away. Damage starts taking your actual health bar away. But it's really useful. So another thing, the first perk I would take is 20% movement speed and 10% damage. Juggernaut is really useful because now you can take your opponents out really fast. Then I would take Adrenal Rush is active, gain immunity to movement penalties such as non-damaging status effects, knockdown, blinding, etc. And then I would take Adrenal Rush, Calm Mind. When Adrenal Rush is active, 3-second delay before Adrenal begins to decay, so you get 3 seconds more of it. Again, really useful. Then, of course, the last one, which is Pain to Gain. When Adrenal Rush is active, 20% health item recharge after neutralizing an enemy. So these are all really good perks. There's not a single perk here that I would say is bad. So yes, this is absolutely important. How you choose to level up between reflexes and body is based on I would say the level of difficulty. I played on hardest difficulty, so I definitely was even in how I leveled it because I needed this survivability as much as I needed damage and dodging and finishing. But if you're on a lower difficulty, you can probably prioritize dash and lethal and steel and finishers and all that because you don't need the health as much as you need it in higher difficulties. Then, of course, once you're done with these two, you do technical ability, which obviously I think every build should do just because it really gives you a lot of bonuses for your cyberware and more cyberware slots, more armor, which I think is important for pretty much every single build. The perks like Cyborg, 50% reduction of cooldown for all cyberware if all cyberware slots are filled is really good. 15% duration for all cyberware effects, extended warranty, really good. These again, this technical ability tree I think is useful for every single build that exists out there. So yeah, that's it, I think. Then the rest you can put into wherever you want. The relic ones, I would say, the relic points which we got from Phantom Liberty, I would say take Jailbreak and then take Spatial Mapping. Because Jailbreak unlocks new abilities for your Mantis Blades, and dismembering an enemy or performing a finisher with Mantis Blade will charge a leap attack, which allows you to leap around great distances, and a charged leap attack has 30 meters longer reach and deals massive damage. So this is also a really good thing for your Mantis Blades, if you're going to use Mantis Blades. All leap attacks with Mantis Blades now cripple enemies, increase dismemberment chance against those same enemies for 10 seconds. Again, dismemberments are good. So these two are really good as well. But the most important ones, obviously, Reflexes, Body, and Technical Ability. Because by the time you get to the relic points, I'm so strong that I don't really need Mantis Blades. I don't prefer to use them that much, because I prefer to use the Katana because they're much faster, especially this Katana, Byakko. Byakko's perfect balance allows you to leap towards an enemy with full force. Killing them allows you to temporarily perform a rapid combo attack. So you can, if you kill an enemy, you can do like super quick attacks. Bam, 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 bam. So that's something I really like. But there are other katanas in this game, of course, that you can use depending on what you like the most. And I haven't really come across a bad katana. This is just my personal preference. Okay, so let's go to Cyberware. Cyberware, obviously everything's geared around health and speed. So for nervous system, 40% movement speed for 9 seconds when entering combat, and adrenal converter, 18% critical chance with blades and throwable weapons, reflexes attuned, 0.1 critical chance per attribute point. And since I have max reflexes, I get 2% more. And then of course, 10% mitigation chance, 10% mitigation strength. These are all really good. Improving mitigation and improving speed and health. That's essentially what I'm doing. Converts 30% of damage taken into damage over time. This is really good. So that way you won't take a lot of burst damage, so you can heal yourself up. Instead, it'll convert it to damage over time. And with the high body attribute, you can get 10% damage over time resistance. So essentially, you are resisting the damage. It's really amazing. So this, I think, cellular adapter is great because it gives you health item recharge speed and explosion resistance, which is really good. But to me, the most important one obviously is a blood pump. One of the most important ones. Instantly restores 110 health and then regenerates 23 health per second for 6 seconds. With my technical ability attuned, 0.1% health item efficiency per attribute point, 2% more efficiency. And then Adrenal Booster gives you 25% anytime you neutralize an enemy. Really important. And then Micro Rotors just give you 25% melee attack speed. So these are all really good. And then the other one that is really important is the operating system, which is Berserk. And I like Berserk more than I like Sandvistein or any of the other ones that are for this. Because when it's active, it gives you 50% damage reduction. Health cannot drop below 25%. Cannot use items, melee weapons only. 100% stamina cost. Minus 100% stamina cost for melee attacks. Gives you 30 attack speed, 20% critical chance, 100% critical damage, and when it ends, 25% health for each enemy neutralized. I think because I'm playing at the highest difficulty here, this is really important because essentially I can use it when I'm in trouble or I'm low health. I just turn it on and I just start chopping away at my opponents, destroy everything, and when I'm back, I have full health back. And it's really good. And then it's also Flexes attuned, so it gives me 20% critical chance as well because of maxed reflexes. So this Biodyne Berserk is absolutely incredible. I love it. So yes, those are the most important one is Blood Pump and Biodyne Berserk. So okay, so that is the build that I have for you guys today. Hopefully y'all will have as much fun playing it as I did. I loved it. It was a super fast-paced, just pure aggression build. And I absolutely loved it. Alright everybody, here's a little demo on how all this works in practice. Because theory is good and all, but I think it's better for y'all to see how this build works in practice. So let's get to it.
They went to the city and
Get away from me!
So, hopefully y'all enjoyed that little demo. That was really fast. As you can see, the gameplay is fast. It's a fast build, running around, moving around, constant movement, constant attacking, blocking occasionally, of course, to get some damage back at them and to defend yourself. But most of the time, it's going to be moving around, hitting, and using a lot of finisher moves. So, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video because I love this build and I wanted to share it with all of y'all. Okay everyone, so have fun with this build and yes, see y'all on the next build video.